Hey guys, what's up? It's Isaac from the GTE Event Group, and today joining me, I have Nick Perez from Central California Private Security. Nick, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So, question for you. Not only do you offer security for private events, but you also offer valet, right?
Yes, I also own Central California Valet.
Okay, cool. How long you been in business?
Security's going on 12 years this year, and Valet is going on 6.
Right. So, me and you were talking a little bit before we got started with today's podcast, and I was telling you how I met you when you first got started, and you have no idea. You don't remember meeting me. It's kind of messed up, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a bad memory.
we met through a mutual friend, Gwen, over at Gwen Jackson. He owns AJ's Tuxedos,
Yes.
and that's when he was on Shields and Blackstone there. Now he's over at his new location. Where is it? Is it Fresno and Shaw over by the Ramada and the McDonald's area, right over there now. But anyways, man, so I remember meeting you. You're right. You started this security company, and you blew up, brother. You blew up. So do me a favor. Tell people out there who are hosting private events why they might want to consider security. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer, but I meant, hey, sometimes people need a different perspective.
There's a million different reasons. We come all across things that people don't even expect sometimes. But most venues require it now. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to be at a venue, most venues require it for liability, safety reasons, and insurance reasons. But if you have like a private event at your house, I suggest it because you never know what's going to happen. One, nowadays, vehicle break-ins is really, really high. So while you're inside, your guests are inside enjoying yourself. We could be outside watching your cars, walking around, make sure no one's bothering your vehicles, breaking into them. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, whether they're family or not, sometimes people just have way too much to drink. Mm-hmm. And that's when we can step in and, offer them some water, offer them a ride home, give them an Uber home, mm-hmm. get them out of the situation versus having to waste, interrupt your good time. And then the third thing, we get sometimes people just showing up, mm-hmm. The wedding crashers.
Yeah. Does that happen quite a bit?
It's not very often, but it's more than you think. They happen to be driving by the area, they see a party going on, and we have our security up front asking, for invitations or what event are you here for, and they don't even know their names.
Right.
So, but we also get that with actual guests sometimes too. So, anyways, we got to confirm whether they're there for the right reason or not, and then. If they can't confirm they are, then we turn them away.
Got it. And they do a good job. I got to tell you. Because I'll go to events, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't really necessarily spend as much as I used to. But I go and just kind of check in on my DJs and my staff. And you guys are always there stopping me like, hey, who are you? So thank God I have a card on me and then my ID to kind of go with my business card. Like, yo, guys, I'm not a wedding crasher. I'm actually here to check on my staff. Yeah. So they do a wonderful job. Can you share any incidents of just kind of like, I don't know, just anything where thank God you were there?
There's so many. Trying to think of a good one. Like I said, the vehicle break-ins. We have a few different venues we do downtown. And one of the venues downtown, our guards were out there walking the lots. Mm-hmm. And some guy was getting into a car. And my guy approached him, hey, how you doing? Have a good night, drive home safe.
Right.
And that's what our thing is. Always say customer service first.
Yeah.
And then once you get a feel from them, something's wrong, then you go to security mode.
Right.
And sure enough, the guy just seemed out of place. He seemed nervous. Uh-huh. So my guy goes, hey, can I help you with something? No. And the guy just happened to be, he was going and grabbing doorknobs or door handles and looking for open cars, and he found one.
Got it.
And the lady had left her purse in there. Her work bag, which had like a laptop, had everything in it, and this guy was just about to take it all.
Wow.
So,
and was she featuring a wedding or something?
Yeah, she was there at the wedding.
Damn.
So we were able to get him out of the car. We hooked him up. We had him sitting there. Called PD out. PD ended up citing him, and unless he actually takes the items, which our job is to prevent that.
Right.
So and then honestly, he's more willing to cooperate with us once we catch him prior to taking it,
right?
Because he knows we can't charge him for nothing. Once he's out of the car walking away, that's when the fight's usually on.
Right.
So luckily we caught him inside the car, got him out of it, hooked him up. PD came out, went inside release, and then we locked the car, went inside, and found the the guest, and she was a lawyer, and she had so much important stuff in her work bag. She had, like I said, her purse was in there,
Right.
the whole 9 yards, and she was just really happy that we were able to catch that.
That's crazy. So, is it part of a package to like? Because when I thought security, I never thought about security roaming the parking lot. When I thought about hiring you, I would think I would want you inside of my in the party, making sure Uncle Bobby doesn't pop off, or what
Yeah.
you guys are there watching him. But so is that just kind of like is that part of a package, kind of like a parking lot security and indoor security type package, or?
All depends. If the venue's hiring, a lot of venues hire us directly.
Okay, got it.
So when you go to a venue, it's already included.
Got it.
And the venues, yes, they do that. You have your front door guy, you have a guy inside, you have a guy by the bar, you have a guy in the parking lot, or if there's multiple parking lots, a guy in each parking lot. And then when bride calls us directly, we have our suggestions. We do also have our requirements. We go off of capacity. So you're only having 100 people, we require 2 guys. So it's always 2 for the first 100, 1 for every 100 after that.
Got it.
Excuse me. So if you only have 3 people, but you need all 3 inside for some reason, then there's no one in the parking lot.
Right.
I always suggest somebody in the parking lot, somebody at the front door, and somebody inside. If there's an open bar, like
like a lot of our events are.
Yeah. Then I suggest somebody by the bar.
Right.
Because usually that person by the bar can see somebody that's getting too close to their limit, and we can stop them there or slow them down.
Right.
Hey, before that next beer, here, have a water.
Right.
And it really prevents a lot of stuff.
Right.
So, it just really depends on the client. As long as they meet our requirements, and if they want to go with our extra suggestions, then great. But it really depends on the client what they want to pay for.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Let's switch modes and talk about your valet service. Now, I got to tell you, man, so I throw a Christmas party every single year, and I want to have valet service just because I think it's dope to say I had valet service. But, tell us a little bit about it. How does that work? How do you,
So, valet, I'll tell you the funny story how I started.
Oh, yeah.
So I've done security, like I said, for 12 years. I've had wedding kit coordinators that I've worked with for a long time. And we both know Shelly Armstrong.
Right.
And one day me and Shelly...
Miss you, Shelly.
Yes,
we do.
We were standing outside a venue, and the service she was using was horrible. And my guy was standing next to us, nice uniform, professional, and she goes, "You should do valet. Look at your guy; he looks nicer than the valet guys do." And so, end of the night, she goes, "I'm being serious. You should really think about it." And I go, "Well, if I do, I have to do it, the right way." So I looked into licensing, insurance, whole 9 yards. 30 days later, boom, Central California Valet started. And she was one of my first clients, and she started pushing it big because valet is not really known in Fresno.
Right.
Unless you go to a fancy restaurant, there's only 1 or 2 of them here in Fresno.
Yeah, Fleming's.
Fleming's and then Ruth Chris.
Is that you?
Ruth Chris. I'm at Ruth Chris.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So my company does Ruth Chris on Fridays and Saturdays, and then we have not been able to get the other one yet because they're it's actually through the mall. Okay. And the mall, they want that company to do all their their chain pretty much up and down a certain area.
What is it, like Westfields or something like that?
Yeah. So until I get that big, then I can't take that one over yet. But that's the goal.
Right. Okay. Cool deal.
So that's how we started, and then, man, we've done valet for everything from weddings to fundraiser events to car releases at BMW, Porsche. Right. And it was always cool seeing it, and I actually got a chance to use it myself. Okay. So a couple years ago for my 30th birthday, I threw a big bash. It's my 30th birthday, and I threw it was actually a fight night promotion. So all my guests got to drive up. We have valet outside. We had the paparazzi outside taking pictures. Had a backdrop, VIP passes, the whole 9 yards. Right. And so my aunt, my uncle, they've never used valet in their life, and they're like, "Oh, this is so cool," and then not realizing too it was my own company. Right. And then it was pretty cool. But yeah, it definitely adds that touch of class to any event.
Yeah, so, bougie.
Yeah,
definitely. I want to add it to my event. No, but let's go back and talk about that situation where Shelly says, "Hey, Nick, you should do this." All right, so the guy wasn't dressed right, but what else wasn't going right? Where it was like, all right, I could do this service better than him. Like, What was the experience like with that company? Like, what were they doing wrong?
It was the same idea of me starting my security company. I worked for another company. I worked for different corporations prior, and I just seen an opportunity for something better. So when you work for a corporation in Fresno versus a private entity, it's completely different. So I worked for community hospital, and their level of security is very high. They offer great service, professional, looks professional. Their approach is professional. They're just on a completely different level. Well, at the same time, I was also working in the private sector as part-time for another company, and that wasn't really offered back then. Now there's a lot of companies really stepping up to the plate and doing that. So I don't want to say I was the first, but I was one of the first companies in Fresno to offer that professional-looking guard, nice uniform, and just a higher level of just handing a guy a T-shirt and saying show up to this event,
Right?
which a lot of companies do, unfortunately. So with valet, it was the same thing. It was this, I don't remember the company, or I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah. Let's stay away from the names.
they would just get guys and hand them a shirt, and it didn't matter whether they're wearing jean shorts, black shorts, red tennis shoes, purple tennis shoes. It just did not go, especially when you have these high class weddings.
Right.
We're talking about, we've done between me and you, $20,000, $100,000 weddings.
Right. Yeah.
And then you have a guy out there, purple shirts and shoes and red shorts and a different color top. Like, it just does not fit.
Right.
So my goal was to offer that higher end, professional looking product.
Right.
And from my understanding, my personal view, I think we do.
Right.
We have our guy in the tuxedo, the tie, offering, opening your door, giving you a ticket, and then we got the guys in the red shirts, black shorts, or black slacks, running the cars back and forth, and so we have the signage, we have everything.
Right.
So I really feel that we offered the next level up of service.
Right.
Which Fresno really needed because it didn't have it then.
Right. Cool. I gotta tell you, I do appreciate you guys, especially when I have to go to a wedding that's out in the country. Dude, I hate that far walk.
Yeah.
And normally there's so much dirt between me and the ceremony site or the reception site. So anytime I see your company and I get to attend the wedding and not be actually have to do the wedding. It's really cool to be able to drive up and let you guys go park in the dirt. That's definitely something that I enjoy. So if you guys are watching and you guys are having an outdoor event and there's a lot of dirt and dust is going to get kicked up and it's in the budget, you might want to call Nick here and see what he can do with valet, because it is definitely a touch of class. And there's an elegance about it, but the other thing is now your guests aren't getting dirty, and man, if you know me, every time I go out and I'm always wearing Converse. I always wear Converse, man. I can't tell you, man. During the summertime, I kid you not, I'll probably go through 10 pairs of Converse going to all the events.
Yeah,
you can't use them once they're dirty. So that's part of my uniform. So man, I go through a lot of Converse. Anyways, awesome, Nick. Is there anything else that you would want anyone interested in the services that you offer that you would want them to know?
Yeah, definitely. With the valet service, we offer parking services as well. So it's not just a valet. Valet is definitely what we push for. But we also, if it's not in the budget, or sometimes that doesn't work for the venue, we also do parking attendants. So where we're guiding guests where to park.
Okay.
We're come out and we'll make a parking lot for you. We've done a lot of events where it's just a 2-acre lot, and instead of having cars just park however they want and get cars stuck in there, or it just looks like a disaster, we'll come out, we'll line the parking lot, and then we'll have guys actually parking cars in stalls one by one, and then the guests go from there. But on top of that, from there, if the guests still have a walk through that dirt, we also offer golf cart shuttle service.
Yeah.
So we got the 6-passenger golf carts. They'll pull up, guests jump on, drive them right to where the wedding's at, bring them back. And then for other stuff, we also offer van shuttle service. So we've done stuff where there's a lot of guests coming from out of town, and not many have cars. So we'll pick them up from the hotel, take them to the wedding, from the wedding back to the hotel. So we've done that a few times for a few different weddings. I also do that for other events, bigger events, like main event boxing comes in town. I shuttle all their people around. So that's another service we offer is shuttle service. And if it's not on our list and something you want, I'm the type of guy that'll find a way to get it done.
You are.
Yeah.
You are, man. You're definitely the entrepreneur, man. We'll talk about that in another podcast. Awesome, man. Awesome. But hey, that's good stuff. If people want to get a hold of you, do me a favor. Tell people how to find you.
Phone number is 559-284-6373. And our email is ccpsfresno@gmail.com.
And do they use that contact information for both your security side and your valet side?
Yes. So it sounds great when you call. It says you reach United Press Enterprises, which is my corporation. Press 1 for Sencal Private Security, or press 2 for Sencal Valet. But on the other end, it's still my one general manager, Andrea, which is great. You met Andrea.
Yeah.
And she runs everything for me. So she does all the estimates. She does the walkthroughs. She does everything. So she'll be the one 90% of the time you talk to, and she'll can help you with anything you need.
Very cool. Hey, so do you have an IG account? I mean, do you post your events up on IG or something?
We do, but honestly, I haven't used it in a while.
Got it.
Our security and valet do have a Facebook.
Okay.
So it's Sencal, CENCAL Valet, or Sencal Security, and that's probably the one we use the most.
Very cool. Very cool. Hey, well, man, thank you so much for being on today's show. I really appreciate it. Guys, I'm Isaac Atkinson from the GTE Event Group. If you want to get a hold of me, catch me on IG, Isaac_Atkinson_. If you guys want to email me, it's going to be Isaac@GTEEventgroup.com. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you need the services that Nick provides, please reach out to him, but we'll catch you on the next video. Have a good one. Boom, brother.